Hello everyone, Chrissy here. Oh, I hope everyone's okay. Going well. I've got quite a lot I want to cover this morning. I've got I've got a few things. I've got some current things I want to look at, and then I wrote down a list of World War II mysteries and hidden treasures. I tried to do a hidden treasure video last night, and I swear some of the things I try to read on just don't want to be read on. Can you hear me, by the way? Hi, Renee. Hi, Craig Dixon. Can you hear me okay? I was reading on something last night, and at the start, the microphone was on, the light was on. I went through, I did the reading. It was pretty good too. And it was for a Hidden Treasures video. And then I stopped the video at the end, looked down, and the microphone light was off. And I'm like, what? It did the video, it didn't record any sound. And I'm like, what? And sometimes this happens when I try to read on different things. So I try not to say what I'm going to be reading on next, because I went and I said to James, I said, I swear some things just don't want to be read on. And hopefully I'll be able to do another take on this one, but this treasure that I looked at, but I'm going to have to leave it for a while because it's no good me looking at the same thing immediately. I'm going to have to refresh and go at it. I'll ask the same questions. I might get the same answers, but differently. Sorry, usually I get put off by a couple of things. So if I don't sort them out, it can distract me. There we go. That's a lot better. Hi, Ewart. I know I fiddle a lot, but if I get distracted by a curl here or this here or my hair doing funny things, it distracts me. And yeah. Anyway, so that was that. But I've got a whole list of things. Some World War II mysteries, some other lost treasures or stuff that I'm going to read about. If you remember, I've been doing every weekday night. I have been doing 10-minute hot topic videos. I'm going to go back and stuff from last week. I'll release a couple from last week for public viewing. But if you remember, when I do one of these pre-recorded videos, you'll get to see them first a day or so ahead of everybody else before I release them for public. Anyway, we've got a lot to look at. A Russian war correspondent, 31-year-old Gleb Irisev, he worked for the official news, television network in Russia. He quit, and he said, no, they're sending our people to slaughter. They're sending young people to slaughter. It's just a slaughter. And I'm not going to cover it. I'm not going to tell lies about it. So he's quit, and I'm wondering how many more are going to do that. Republican senators on the Judiciary Committee. Oh boy, aren't they just really stepping up to the plate in a mature way. Our baby's racist. I'm not even going to bother to read on that. No, babies are born with open souls and open hearts. That's it. That is it. Other things they learn from us, the supposed adults in the room. And what do the supposed adults in the room do? we squash all that love. We squash all that freedom of thought and those open souls and open hearts and try to mold them into the ideals that we want them to be. Hi, Anne H. You're lurking with your eyes closed because it's bedtime. Hi, Ewart, Catherine Stubbs. Yeah. Senators, Republican senators. Haven't they just been so? And I couldn't even make out what Lindsey Graham was trying to ask. Something about Gitmo and this and that. And I want to look at Lindsey Graham. He's got a look about him that just says, all is not well. What is going on with that man? Ted Cruz and the books are baby, asking a baby's race. It's like, oh my God. What a tosser. That's a British saying. He was grandstanding, but you couldn't understand what he was grandstanding about. So, yeah. Hi, Michelle Mabel. Yeah. But other stories I want to look at. It's Putin. Now, the G20 is to be held on the 30th and 31st of October in 2020. That's a few days ahead of the election in Bali. Will Putin be there or will he be gone by then? Hi, Sheila Angel Feather. How are you, my dear? Do I still do haunted locations? Yes, I do. I will do a spooky special. Okay. Hang on, I'll write down that address for my next spooky special. A spooky special. Hang on. 17575 Pacific Coast Highway. Now, if it's something like, I do love watching the paranormal shows, the ghost hunting shows and all that. And if it's something that I've watched a bit about, I tend not to steer clear about those. Steer clear of those because I feel like I'm probably, contaminated in a way from watching those shows. So, yeah. Hi, Nancy Castiglione. You're in Tennessee, my love. That's really great. Los Angeles, LA, and 17531 Positano Road. I'll have a look in Pacific Palisades, which has got a tremendous reputation for hauntings, hasn't it? Pacific Palisades. In California. Yeah. Okay. So I've written those down. It'll just depend on what's there and whether I've watched lots of shows on the site. Hi, Dan Orshaw. You want to? Oh, would you like to show me? Well, Sheila, we can organise to do a spooky special if you like. Sheila from Angel. How would you guys feel if Sheila from Angel for the Tarot joined me on a spooky special? Let's have a look. What's April got in store for us? So, yeah, you're up for that. How about we email and we'll sort something out? Okay. Hi, Ann Simpson. And we'll sort something out. And I don't know how you work. I mean, whether or not you use pendulums or something. I use Google Maps and I look at the image and I concentrate on the energy of the place and stuff. And yeah, so I'm pretty well open. Friday nights are generally a pretty okay time, but in the US, which is Saturday mornings for me, so we'll sort something out. I tend to hold them a little bit later just for the atmosphere, but we can do it earlier in the evening. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay. Now, well, let's. The China crashed 737 plane. They're not allowing an independent analysis. Why? Say hello, darling.
Hey, guys.
If you didn't hear that, when I said why, he went.
It went vertical into the ground.
And yes, there's
Sorry.
very, very limited options. But no, don't preempt my reading, please. Okay.
I just couldn't contain that.
Otherwise, will Putin attend the G20 conference in Bali at the end of October? That's going to be interesting. Will he be or will he be gone by then? So that's going to be an interesting thing. Over here, there are concerns in the Northern Territory. There's currently a case in the Northern Territory Supreme Court, and there's a hearing on Monday, I think, and it's to decide whether or not Parks Australia, who allegedly put in an illegal walking track that was built near a sacred men's site. Yes, there are sacred men's sites, there are sacred women's sites, but this site is women and children aren't allowed to go there. And the case is hearing whether or not Parks Australia can be criminally charged on the Northern Territory Sacred Sites Act. And it is a pretty important case because the decision that's made could lead to a watering down of protections for other sacred sites. I was taken to a sacred site once by someone working for a mineral company, and they really do have an energy and that is really hard to explain. And I did not feel comfortable. I felt overwhelmed. I felt, very humbled, but I also felt overwhelmed and like I shouldn't be there. And afterwards, went back and he said, oh, yeah, we spoke to the local Aboriginal people. They'd lost sight of where this site was. It was still in the oral history, but they didn't found it. So, of course, we report it. And apparently women aren't supposed to go there. So he took me there anyway, which was very disrespectful, myself and another woman. But, yeah, and honestly, they really do have an energy. It's just very hard to explain. Okay, so how is this case? Biden should be flying over to Poland tomorrow US time, Thursday today. So Thursday US time, which is tomorrow morning. How is that going to go? So let's get stuck into it, will we? Will more Russian war correspondents quit? I'm being drawn to this. And this man stood up and said, this is not right. We're being slaughtered and you're lying about it. I'm not going to be a party to it. I quit. It was from Russian state TV. And a week previously, a very well-regarded female anchor, not the one from that video clip, but another one from another state-run TV, she said, I'm not going to report this crap anymore. Lurker Liz in the house. Hi, Liz. Welcome, my dear. So are more and more news correspondents going to just quit? Because if they tell the truth on the news, they get taken away immediately. But perhaps they should, and then just have it filmed as they're taken away. Yes. I've got defeat here. They know, they can see that young Russian people are just being laid to waste. And of course, this is the Five of Swords. It is a cautionary tale. The end does not always justify the mean. People will turn away from you. And the reporters and correspondents and news anchors, they're all turning away from state TV and saying no. And of course, this is also looking at Putin. He is being defeated, but he's lying to the people, and the people know it. His lies just aren't convincing people. Yeah, I am going to read on the G20 list. Yes, absolutely. So this is people turning their back on Putin because of his continued lies and his continued sacrifice of their children, basically, their husbands, their sons, their daughters. Don't think young Russian women aren't being drawn in and murdered as well. Murdered is not murdered by the Ukrainians who are just fighting back, but murdered by the man who is sending them in. Eight of Cups, here it is again, the card of abandonment. So more and more are going to say, no, I'm not going to do this. The danger is there that if nobody reports, then they'll just continue to spew out lies. Okay. And I was just thinking, well, what can they do to combat that? Here we have the Page of Cups, inspirational ideas. Are they going to form their own network? Pirate network, basically. I'm getting a picture of in a truck driving around, hard to keep track of, hacking into the official things. Yeah, Four of Cups, because they don't want the Russian people to just give in and be apathetic and believe whatever's shoved down their throat. It's a situation that can't stand. But they, they're the ones who know the technology in what they can do. So will they have, Queen of Swords. Risking judgment. Risking being hauled up. Some of them are going to say, I've just got a picture. It's like The Boat That Rocked. The movie The Boat That Rocked was about a pirate radio channel that operated off a boat. It was based on a true story in the 1960s because the British would not, government wouldn't allow rock and roll to be played and this, that, and the other. And, so the Emperor. The Emperor's New Clothes I'm getting. They're going to risk judgment to show the truth about Putin and his war. The Emperor's New Clothes, he has none. And I do feel like there's going to be some commitment. They might even be like, I'm feeling like pirate TV stations, pirate radio stations popping up with some of these people in it, names that they've listened to for years and trusted for years. It'll be interesting to see if that's what happens. Hi, Marie Henson. Yeah. Just needs a new horse, eh? I just got a picture in my head of, with that, that picture of him bare-chested riding a horse. And I got a picture in my head of the Emperor's new horse. And I'll tell you what, the sort of thing, I'll show you the sort of thing. Just give me a minute here. That popped into my head when I said that. So this is from something called Bring Your Imaginary Pet to School Day. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. It's from English Printerist account from News Hopper Co. UK. And just this image is hilarious. Don't need that. Yeah. Anyway, I'll share the screen. And show you what popped into my head when I said all he needs is a new horse. So thank you very much for this account. Add it to the screen. Putin's new horse. It popped into my head, him trying to ride a pantomime horse. Yes, Trump is on the back end. So yeah, that's just, yeah. The Chenkos at the front end. So I just couldn't describe it. I I just couldn't say the words pantomime horse because it just didn't describe what I. And then I saw that picture and I said, "That's it. That is what I saw." And honestly, now I've just got a picture in my head of Putin running shirtless after this dude, after this pantomime horse, saying, "Here, horsey, here, horsey." Yeah, thank you very much to that Pinterest account, the person from that, for posting that firstly. Anyway, yeah, Lukashenko in the front house and Trump in the other. So we're going to look at, okay, we'll still stick with Gorbachev, with Putin for the moment, and we're going to have a look at the G20 summit. It's on 30th and 31st of October in Bali. Will Putin be attending? The horse would have a larger rear if Trump was at the back. The Bali summit, the G20. Let's have a look. God's the highest truth and compassion. I got a lot of energy there. I got the Ace of Wands came up there. I wasn't concentrating properly. So it's going to be a very lively place. Lots of energy. Lots of energy. Is Putin going to be there? So it's going to be live. Lots of energy generated there. Will he still be in power and attend? Oh, so lots of energy, lots of lively debate. But look at this. I asked, will he still be in power and attend? I got this. Pretty big no. Okay, so what was that Ace of Wands about? That yes, it was a yes card, but I didn't get it was him being there. I got it was lots of energy being around him, but not necessarily him being there. So what was that all about? Hi, Helena Harrison. Okay. Juggling. I think there's going to be a question about who will attend, but it won't be Russia. I think it's going to be like, it might even just be the ambassador who's already there. Will Putin be there? I've got no. Ace of Swords. No, he won't. Truth, but I feel like it should be reversed. Ace of Swords. Cut through. I feel like it should be reversed. It should be a yes, but I'm like, no, not with that Three of Swords. So what is this? Will they have cut ties? I mean, they've got a blue ribbon here. Will Russia have cut ties with Putin by then? Like, no longer recognized as the leader. Five of Wands. Conflict within Russia. I don't know. Is this still the Ukraine conflict or is it within Russia? So I'll put one card on one side. Is this still the Ukraine conflict on the left-hand side? Ace of Pentacles. Health and opportunity. Or is this within Russia? Now, before I put it back in the cup, but look at this. Secret agendas. But the Ace of Wands did come out before, and I just felt lots and lots of energy out there surrounding the question of Putin. So it's like, I put first card down. Was this Five of Wands still about Ukraine? I've got a no. I've got lots of new opportunities for recovery and health in Ukraine. So hopefully that's right. So then I got the Ace of Cups. Overwhelming, swamping emotions, blockages. And I asked if it was about Russia, if this conflict was going to be within Russia itself. And I do think that this is the Ace of Cups. It's like, it's just going to be things spilling over. And yeah. So I get the idea with the Ace of Wands that turned up before, that he really wants to be there and he really wants to go. But at the time, that's his full intention. And he's going to show how big and brave and right he was for everything. But when it actually comes to the time, we've got the Three of Swords. Now, this juggling and manipulation with the Russians. It's like he's still going to be around, but he's not going to have that power. They might even imprison him, but very quietly. Will he be in prison by then? Oh, I had these turned upside down, but I didn't see that. So I was just like pulling, and I pulled out a random card, and it came out with Justice. So I turned the cards upside down because I really did not see what card I was pulling out, but I want to confirm that card because I accidentally had the deck up the other way. So I'm going to ask for a confirmation card from a different deck because I did not realize I had it up that way. So just to confirm that I didn't accidentally influence that. Will Putin possibly be confined by then? Okay, so now you can see the cards there that way up. I mean, I had no idea what card I was pulling out, but because I had them picture side up, I just want to confirm that the Justice card, which confinement and justice. Yes. Emotional, surprising, good news. And news that's going to inspire a lot of people. So I've validated that card by asking, is this card correct? So he could be in some form of confinement by then. So yeah, he is definitely, by October, he's going to be facing some form of justice and possibly be in some form of confinement. So let's hope that's true. So overall, will he be going to the G20 at Bali? Probably not. Hi, Michelle Peterson. Will he be? It will be like Napoleon on Malta. You know that Russia does have an enclave in Spain, which is apparently his favourite place to go for holidays. I don't think they'll send him there. I don't think. I don't think they'll send him to a camp or anything, but I don't think he's going to be free to wander around. Okay. Let's have a look. So I've looked at the G20 in Bali at the end of October. Yeah. Now that I'll bring out the other deck.
Coffee at 11, baby.
Yeah, thank you, sweetheart.
You want to try one of the pots?
No, darling.
Just to see that-
Yeah.
Okay.
Pods are your thing, sweetie.
Oh, I can't stand that other stuff. Too rough, well.
Yeah.
How you doing?
He's not the anymore after too many days of instant coffee.
We have coffee.
He has the pods where he has the more refined
Oh, that instant,
coffee. It's
especially when
just
it gets a bit stale, well.
okay.
It's rough.
He can be the king of Siberia. I suppose he could. Oh, sorry, I'm fiddling again. I've got to stop it. I know. Probably drives some people nuts and drives them away. Hi, Edna May. But I am who I am. I fidget, I fiddle. I get distracted. Oh, I should hide Harvey a little bit. Okay. The China 737, the crash of the 737. Why? Why is it not being independently analysed? $132 people died on that plane. I'm not sure if that was just the passengers and there was crew as well, but no, it said 132 people. I haven't changed that. Now the video that's come out shows the plane just vertical. I mean, like that. There's not many reasons that could have. Oh, Linda B, you've got tornado warnings. If you are in that area where those warnings are, please don't. You can always come back and watch me later. Just be prepared, and don't feel you have to watch me. Okay, always put your own safety first. Or was it a Con Air? No, it was just a passenger flight, apparently. A Con Air, someone taking it over. Oh, okay. Do you think it... someone took it over. That's what Dan Orshaw is asking. Let's have a look. Why? Firstly, why don't they want an independent analysis? I mean, they've had plane crashes, passenger crashes in China before, and they've had analyses done. They've let like NTSB, Boeing people, the black box being sent to Paris and all that, which is where they're generally sent, unless it's in the US or something. So why no independent analysis for this crash tragedy? My thoughts go out to everybody. I'm pissed off about COVID, but I bear no grudge against the Chinese people, ordinary, everyday Chinese people. I've got no grudge against them. Just because some people screwed up, with COVID and stuff, I've got no grudge against, and Okay, I've got the Two of Pentacles. They don't want people to know the truth. They want to go in there and put out their own version of the truth. So what do they know? What do they know? They must have some reason for wanting to do that. And it's not just, oh, it's crashed in a remote area, or we go blah, 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 blah. Okay. Nothing boring about Santa Fe, my dear. Okay, so why? Why are they so anxious to juggle the truth? I'm getting there was someone on that plane they wanted to get rid of. Oh my goodness. Ace of Wands. New growth. I'm getting they wanted to squash down new growth. Was there someone on that plane? Someone who people were starting to listen to? Not someone that we would have heard of here, but someone who was starting to make an impact. It wouldn't surprise me at all if the Chinese government were get rid of them before they can, the minute they start, find a way out. Let's have a look. Was there someone on that plane they wanted to get rid of? Family. Bring an end to a family, an important family. Plane defect? No, I don't think it was. Was it? Was it a plane defect? Never find the truth out about that. But I'm going. I said I don't think it was, and I think that validates what I said. That I don't think it was. It wasn't I don't think it was a plane defect at all. Was it deliberate? Oh yeah. Yep. With the Knight of Swords, deliberate. If there was something defective with the plane, it was deliberate. If it was something defective with the plane, was it because of sabotage? Let's have a look at that. Yes, secrets, secret agendas, secret movements. Yes, and yeah, it's had a big impact. Of course, this plane crash has. But I just feel like, how many times have you heard like such and such? This train's been derailed or caught on fire, or there's been an explosion with this and such a person was on the plane. And accidents are very, very handy tools to get rid of people. So was this I'm getting this was a deliberate act? Will the truth ever come out? No. No. The truth will never come out about that. High spirit beyond the stars. Oh yeah, very odd. No, not a defect with the plane. I said I didn't think it was, and then I drew that card, and then I said, if it was a defect, was it deliberate? So it wasn't it wasn't a defect with the plane that would normally be there. If something was defective, it was deliberate. So I don't think we're ever going to find the full truth of what happened with that plane. No. It has happened. I think maybe a tail falling off, but I don't think that happened here. I think it was, deliberate. Hi, Angie. How are you? It's lovely to see you back after a while. Flight computer software problems, but skimping on maintenance. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I think there was somebody on the plane, either a person or someone or even a whole family, someone from a very important, but we won't know about it. Yeah, accidents are great tools of assassination. They can be so hard to prove otherwise, especially in a country like China where, if it had crashed in another country, they wouldn't really have much choice about that. Yeah. Okay, Biden's trip to Poland. Let's have a look. Will it go well? Will it go well? Very relaxed this morning. I had a bit of a lie down. I also took a osteo tablet because I hurt my back the other day rushing to help James with something. I hit the end of our lounges are very, very heavy, and I hit the end of one with my thigh. But the way I was sort of angled, when I hit it, it twisted my whole torso around, and oh my God, I've been feeling it. Geek Hillbilly. Thank you for the tip on Java. Okay, will Biden's trip to Poland be productive? Will it go well? Okay. Loss. Transitional in that it might help things move along. So this is a situation that is causing a lot of grief, a lot of loss. It seems stuck. That this can also be a card of transition. And also you've got the unconscious stream of thought there with the water and the bridge in the background. So he's going to be addressing a lot of the loss that's there, but what can still be done to help mitigate that loss? Assessment. Assessing. It's going to be coming over to. Is he going to be talking to Putin? Can somebody tell me that? I thought he was. Yeah, I know what Java is. Java, there's Python, there's R. Visual Basic, there's all sorts of program languages. I thought he was going to be talking to Putin while he's there. But looking at the consequences, the possible consequences of what? Don't know. What are the possible consequences about? Oh. Of what can only be described as a catastrophic attack. So avoid losses. Over there to avoid losses, to look at the consequences of catastrophic attack. Maybe even to avert that. Can somebody tell me, is Biden going to be talking to Putin? I have a Biden Putin talks. They had a rare video conference, but that was last year. Yeah, ruling out. Yeah, this is what they're going to be trying to do. Yeah, NATO right now. Yeah, so looking at the consequences of not avoiding, of not being able to stop something catastrophic. I think he's going to lay it out on the line. Really, what can NATO do? There was also a question that popped up on the news about when I was looking at feeds last night. The UN sending in peacekeeping troops. So we'll have a look at that too. I knew he was going to address NATO and stuff, but will it be fruitful? Will he be able to help avoid this? Because, Putin's been talking the nuclear talk. Yeah, maybe put a pause on this sort of stuff, which would be good. Suspend that. Hopefully. What will the consequences be of him addressing NATO? Good. Possibly some hope for some new ways of approaching things. What else is going to be achieved in that meeting? Oh. I've got the Three of Swords here. What is this? Is this an avoidance of heartbreak? An avoidance of betrayal? Is this hopefully steps that will help bring an end to this situation? Let's have a look. What is this? Working, more details, working. The thing is, Putin's just been it's been so corrupt and slipshod. The whole care of the whole military has been so shoddy in recent years, which is one of the reasons, because of corruption and money not getting where it's supposed to go. So the heartbreak and the corruption and the shoddiness, the betrayal of the Russian military. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a good thing. But support, the Three of Cups, the overindulgence. Shoddy work, overindulgence, lack of support. I'm getting lack of support, and a card of overindulgence. Drunk on power. Like a lot of the people there, they were drunk on the power they've been given, and so they used that to feather their own nest, put out their own bank accounts, and leave their people. And these are some of the commanders and things like that. Leave them in the lurch. This is Biden, I think. But you know what? I think everybody says it's up to Biden, it's up to Biden, it's up to Biden. Yes, he's got a major role to play. He shouldn't have to do it all on his own. He shouldn't have to talk NATO into this or into that. It's like they're all looking to Biden to solve the issue and what they should do. Justice, group work. I think Biden's going to be demanding more from some of the other NATO leaders who have stood back a bit, demanding more, wanting more, and he's justified in doing that. So it's going to be interesting and very fiery. And also looking at what happens when this all ends. It's not the people of Russia's fault. Hi, Rolanda Baker. So what can we do to help them as well? Because there's going to be 2 countries left devastated by this. 3 possibly if Belarus isn't careful. And Estonia is standing up and saying, hey, look, he won't stop at Ukraine, Moscow has refused to rule out the use of nuclear weapons. So no surprises there. Washington and Russia, they're expelling each other's diplomats. That's going to continue to happen.
Stick, please.
Hey?
Stick, please.
Oh, thanks, sweetie.
You really want just Nescafe? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, no, Columbia Gold would be good. Or one of those silver bags, yeah.
Make it a strong one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Ketanji Brown will get in. There's some hope that, the antics of some of the senators. Babies, are you saying babies are racist? It's going to grab a couple of Republican senators who will, but I do think she will get in, even if it's just with the tie break, But I do think she might get a couple of different senators around. I think the senators should be made to stand up and justify why, if they voted her in to the federal court, they're not prepared to vote her into the Supreme Court. State their reasons. This should be Shelby Lisa has said she's finally received her Ukraine flag and it's flying free. She does have Ukrainian heritage for your mum's side, for Elaine's side, don't you? And yeah. Now, 64 hospitals have been attacked apparently. Hi, sweet pea. How are you, my darling? How are things in the very early hours of the English morning? Yeah, Brussels. He's in Brussels, yeah. Hi, Celtic Seer. Okay. Okay, so what was the next question I was going to ask? Oh, UN. Will the UN send in peacekeeping troops once things have settled down? Sweet Pea, who is in England, is saying, say good morning to James. Good morning, James. And to Whitby. Good morning, Whitby. And to Cameo. She hasn't said Cameo, but I don't know if she knows about Cameo.
We've just been very quiet. She's eating this food.
Let's have a look.
Finally.
Will the UN send in peacekeeping troops? Yeah, I think that it's an instinctual question to ask, isn't it? It's very much, that's the instinct. I have Cameo the cat, yeah, who is, yeah, and she's named for the color patches on her fur that are similar to the pink cameos or the brown cameo, which are carved from traditionally they're carved from coral. I have a beautiful ring. I have to dig it out that hubby bought for me in Pompeii when we were there many, many moons ago after we sold the unit and before we built the house. Vigilance, yes, there's going to be a need for vigilance for quite a while. No, she's not Siamese. She's one of those multicolored cats with the white base and the brown patches and the smoky grey patches. Somebody who put up a thing on Facebook of cat loaves described it as moldy, and we're like, what? Yeah, so vigilance. I think a lot of people expect that UN peacekeeping troops are going to be a given, but that's not necessarily always the way. But yes, protection, restraint. Yeah, I do think that there will be UN troops sent in eventually. Yeah. Sending out a quick prayer to a cousin of mine who is in Switzerland at the moment. She works for UNICEF. Yeah. Hope you're all right, cuz. Like Carlton the doorman from the Mary Tyler Moore show, who was heard but never seen. Yeah, not even like Wilson. At least you see part of Wilson. He's like Wollowitz's mother from Big Bang Theory. And
No.
he's got a much nicer voice. She was heard but never seen. Ron, hello, my darling. How are you? Bonsoir. And that's about as French as I get. And merci beaucoup. Okay.
Paris, Chris?
Yes, I remember Paris.
Light drizzles, so there were no beggars on the day. Our first day out.
Yes, okay. Oh, Lindsey Graham. What is going on with Lindsey Graham? Why is he? He was trying to grandstand, but it was more like, what do you call them? Underneath the stands. In America, there's a term where you disappear under the bleachers or something. It's like he'd fallen through the seat and down into the bleachers or something. In the next day or so, you'll see small 10-minute videos occurring from a week or so ago, looking at some of the hot news topics on that day. I look at, if you remember, every weekday night I do a fresh video looking at 2 hot topics that I've found from that day. And I try to spend about 5 minutes each on them. And so after a week or so, I'll release them to the general population too. But if you want to see them first and be up to date with my hot topics, you'll have to join. Yeah, Ron, you're always too early in the morning for me, my darling. Hiding under the bleachers. What is going on with Lindsey Graham? And of course, when I do videos, and I have got a whole list of hidden treasures and lost treasures and World War II mysteries to look at, you'll get to see them a couple of days before everybody else, if you remember. Judgment. What is going on with Lindsey Graham? Judgment. What about him? And it's not about him being judged, it's about his judgment. What's going on with his judgment? I think I'm going to have to do a whole big cross on this, because it's like his judgment is it's like he's trumpeting and trumpeting and trumpeting, but what people are hearing just does not make any sense. And it's like they're saying, what the hell? Not, oh, yes, we wake up and we understand. It's like, what the hell is that racket? That's what I'm getting. So what's going on? What's his challenge? Momentum, the Chariot. It's like he's losing control. The momentum, keeping his momentum going. It's like you look at him and it's like his mind is somewhere else. His eyes are just odd. Momentum. And it's like he's struggling just every day to keep going. Hi, Pamela Roma. We're looking at Lindsey Graham. Well, it could be the booze. It could be booze. It could be something else. I did feel like maybe he's taking something to keep him going, all stuff. But maybe that will. What is at the base of this for Lindsey Graham? He's got, of course, Trump as the shadow card for him, as always. You're watching a few minutes before bed, are you? That's good. Oh, yeah, she will be confirmed. Don't worry. The Knight of Cups. What's at the base of all this? The Knight of Cups. But I don't feel like it's... the fishes are about inspiration with cups, ideas. But I'm really zoning in on the wings on this knight's helmet. It's like flights of fancy and something underneath, subconscious. Like the flow is... The Knight of Cups is the second slowest moving knight. It's quicker than the Knight of Pentacles, but it's like you can see here on one side of the horse's leg, you can see the flow, but on the other side, it just looks like it's stagnation, flights of fancy. No flow, just total stagnation. What's the past? How's this affecting him? Resources, luxury. He's desperate. He's desperate to hang on to all those luxuries he's built up around himself with the Queen of Pentacles. He's worked hard for all those, and he's desperate to hang on for them because some people, they do the work properly, they get paid, they're smart with their money. He spends it. He's a real, like this, luxury loving spendthrift, just spend. As quick as it came in, he spent it. Where is he at present? It's like he's out of ideas, if that makes sense, with the Page of Pentacles. Hi, Jen. And and I'll ask a question. You've got summer will be busy once Putin is reined in. I'll ask about will he be reined in by summer. I'll do that next. Okay. But this is Lindsey Graham. And it's like he's like that lost little boy who just, oh wow. It's like a bit of regression. I do think his health is suffering damage. What's in his immediate future? Again, a page. Talking, trying to generate new ideas, but you see this orator, this smooth talking orator who used McCain as his guiding light. Once McCain was gone, it was just like he had no idea how to follow through on his own. And the connections he made with people where you having his lodestar there. It's just like he's talking, and he's trying to connect. The pyramids are about, they can be about spiritual connections, but just connections in general. Just trying to create new new relationships with new voters. And I feel like there's no trust in him. And he's not able to do that. What's his attitude? I don't think it's Alzheimer's. And I don't wish ill health on anyone. What's his attitude is that he he doesn't want to do the hard work. His attitude is, I've been a senator for God knows such years. I should just be able to lie back and let everybody else do 3/4 of my job. I'll just lie back and barely be noticed doing 1/4 of my work. Somebody else can do the other 3/4. So it's like I should just be able to lie back and rest, and somebody else do my job. I deserve that. What does he need to know? What does Lindsey Graham need to know? Prosecution. Legal. The mercurialness of the swords with the butterflies there. Changing. He needs to know that there are prosecutors looking at him, and that he's charmed life in terms of getting away with things that you shouldn't. It's probably about to end. Storm clouds are building. What are his hopes and fears? Okay. What's the saying? You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. That is what popped into my head when I saw the Fool card. He really hopes that he can continue to fool everyone, but he fears that he's not going to be able to. He hopes that people are just going to go along as a matter of faith with what he says and what he wants them to do, but he fears that that's not going to happen. He can't. He really fears that he's not going to be able to fool anyone for any length of time like he used to be able to. What are his outcomes? What are his outcomes? Oh, a difficult journey ahead of him. Why? I'll do 3 cards here. Why does he have a difficult journey ahead of him? His place in the world is about to change. There are some big changes coming to him. One part of his life is ending, a new part is going to start, and it's going to change his place in the world. Considering it a difficult journey ahead of him, it's probably not for the best. Not a change for the best. Oh, the devil needs to be paid his due. So, the outcomes for Lindsey Graham, probably not very good. Now, this was a cross, so it's a longer term look. Don't expect all this to happen tomorrow. Don't expect to wake up tomorrow morning and read that he's been indicted, expelled, whatever. There's a lot of major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so in terms of times, they're a wee bit longer. But his outcomes, and I do feel this is over the next few months. If his health is affected, I hope he gets the help he needs. Um, don't want anyone to be suffering ill health, no matter how much it could be their own fault. His own, again, there's possibly even some addictions in here too, changing his place in the world and stuff. Paying for those mistakes, not just with drinking or whatever, but also the mistakes he made in his role that he did not live up to. I still feel, hang on, I'm going to just visit that again. You know, I've been telling you for months, I've always felt it's going to be a race between Georgia and the state of New York, or New York, for Trump. But Georgia, will they indict Lindsey Graham? You can't seem to get your cards to work properly. Can I help? Yeah, they're still very much working on that. Yeah. I do some lessons. It's $60 US for 6 lessons. Or I can do a one-off session with you for a couple of hours. But again, I'd have to charge because I put a lot of work into it. But if you want some lessons, and we can go through some things, I can help you. Just email me. That's something I have to charge for because a lot of work went into doing the lessons and everything like that. I mean, days and days and weeks of work. And but I can do, I've got a 6-lesson course you can do, or I can do a one-off, like, big session to go through some things with you and help you. So if you want to email me more about that, you can. But yeah, because you know, I'm out of work. I'm looking for work, and the lessons sort of help supplement my income, as does this. So it's, yeah. Yeah, so email me and we'll see what we can do. And what I do is I use Zoom, or if you're, you can go follow me on Facebook at Chrissy at Footprint on Facebook. You can join up that. We can use Messenger and stuff. Yeah, it's just, the lessons I do have to charge. Right, I keep it nominal because, but yeah, I can't do them without charging. But if you are interested, I have a 6-lesson course that you can do for $60 US, and it covers a lot. It's very intense, but I can do also a shorter one-off thing that condenses things. Depends on how deep, but yeah. Will what pass, my dear? Will what pass, Marie Henson? You're watching the news right now. Oh, I was going to read on will Putin be done and out of there by summer. Will Putin be kicked out of the Ukraine by summer? Let's have a look. Quick, yes, no. 3 cards, yes, no. Well, the devil's got to be paid his due, so not looking too good for him. Chaos, Knight of Swords, charging in, the King of Cups, return to stability, out in the cold. Will he be out of there by summer? It's a good chance that he will be. The devil has to be paid his due. He has created chaos, but there will be a return to stability. And this isn't just a US-backed return. This isn't Putin. This is stability in general, and a very wise, compassionate leader. We have Zelensky. Putin will be out in the cold. So hopefully that's right. So what's this bill? The LBGQ, voting against bills to help LGBT. What a hypocrite. What bill passed? Bill proposed for $100 rebate on gasoline. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, it helps. It helps. You know, we have so many advantages where we are, but if you're on a pension and looking for work like me, yeah, it can still be hard. So will the bill pass? The American people want it, that's for sure. Bigger picture. And that strategy. Bit of chaos. I'd like to give you a clear yes, but I'm not sure. I think if it does, it's going to be really, really, really close. Hi, Sandra Henderson. Hello. Oh, yeah, our government, we got an election in May and they brought out a thing. Oh, we're going to raise pensions by $20 a fortnight. Whoop, whoop. Jeez. And if you are on like a job seeker allowance or something, it wasn't raised here. The last raise before the one they had like last year or something was in 1995. Last year, they raised it from $40 a day to $42 a day. Now, of course, it goes up every year with the cost of living index, blah, they increase it a little bit, but usually only by less than $20 or something. But the actual base rate was like, no, they hadn't changed that. And this was both governments, so it's not just Liberal governments who are keeping it down. Labor were as well. Oh, sweetheart, you never have to apologise for missing me. I love seeing everyone when they can make it, but I do understand, people have lives, and yeah, I love it that people make time to watch me, and I appreciate it so much. Nobody ever has to apologise for not being able to watch me. You just added me to Facebook. Well, I'll have a look for your friend request and I should accept it. And yeah. Diesel used to be so much cheaper than petrol, but now it's not. And if you do want a reading, if anyone wants a reading too, you can email me. Okay. It's 11:33. I'll go for a few more minutes, but not too much longer, because I try to keep things. But let's see. How would happen? China plane crash with 132 aboard had frightening. Here's the thing: is the USA Today fine, but we're not going to know what happened with that plane, because China do not want the world to know what happened to that plane. So whatever they say, whatever they may have seen in videos, it's all speculation, and we will never find out the truth. But I do feel like there was somebody on that plane that they were glad didn't survive. So, yeah. Prices jump as Russia says it will require gas payments in rubles. Given the value of the ruble at the moment, that's yeah, okay. Oh, he's saying, Putin is apparently saying he will do a small nuclear strike. Yes, I did roll my eyes. 64 hospitals attacked since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Just, I've got the news feed there, so that just caught my eye for a minute. Okay. How about we wrap it up? How about I see what if Spirit has a message for everybody during the next few days? Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. That's the one I was drawn to. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. I hope this isn't true. Sometimes I get a flash of an image in my eye, flash of an image. And I was reading the comment, Russia is, from Celtics here, Russia is running out of gas storage. This will create a major issue for their economy. Now, this flash of an image doesn't appear very often, and it is, for what it's worth, it only about 40% correct. Okay. But I just got like a huge big storage explosion, possibly at one of their storage facilities. Let's hope that that's wrong. Okay. Like I said, those images that flash, the words, they're a little bit more correct, but even then, there's stuff that I haven't said because I'm thinking, no, that can't be right. But quite often it's intent, but I just got a flash of an image of a big petrol storage, like refinery, whatever. Boom. Flames and stuff. So let's hope that that is wrong. I could just see bright red flames, just like a huge explosion and burning. Anyway, what does the Queen of the Moon Oracle, what message does she have to us, for us today? The waxing crescent moon, 3, card number 5, and it is growth. Now, just what I get from looking at this image, the message I get is that there's always room in ourselves and in our world for growth. She's dangling that fob watch, and it's like time. Growth doesn't stop with time. Growth continues with time. We don't stop that growth. And she's in it. The moon or whatever is in a nest. Growth will happen regardless of what we do. And it doesn't happen on our timeline. 21 yachts detained in Finland. That's pretty cool. So, growth. Reject stagnancy. To get unstuck, take action. Yeah, growth happens regardless of our timeline. So if we want to keep up with it, yeah. The choice to grow should be made. Expect growing pains when making huge changes in your life. Change is a natural part of life and cannot be pushed against forever. Change should have aim and purpose. Be courageous and you will blossom. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. You can't fight change. You can't fight growth. One of the ways the earth fights back or recovers is with growth, vegetation growth, succession. Yeah. Okay. The waxing lunar cycle calls for growth, but not growth without aim or purpose. So, there's the growth that goes on around us that doesn't wait for us. And sometimes some of us who just lie stagnant have to race to catch up to that. But then there's the growth that we should do ourselves and make a decision to do. You think an earthquake is imminent? I'm not very good with natural events, natural disasters, Celtics here. But wow. Interesting. So embrace growth. Don't try and fight against it. Don't try and stop time by stopping growth. Hi, Fern Robin Blank. How are you, my darling? You've been lurking. Yes, and again, thank you to all my lovely lurkers and everyone who watches the videos later and chooses to do so. I really do appreciate it. So you shouldn't, some growth is good, some isn't. some growth uproots the status quo, and it needs uprooting. But whatever growth is there, we should not just stay stagnant and pretend it's not happening. Embrace it if need be. Take action against it if need be, depending on what sort of growth it could be. Embrace the good, take action against the bad, but don't stay stagnant. Okie dokie. Okay. Astrology is really interesting to me, but I don't get too deep into it because of the... Yeah, I've already said that. Oh my goodness. Okay, my darlings, thank you for joining me today. I'll be back on Sunday for the big show. If you're a member, you should get later on, early tomorrow morning US time, later on tonight, the 10-minute hot topics video. After a week, I will start sharing the hot topics videos that I do with the general public. It'll have the names on it. So yeah. So there'll be a couple, a week later, I'll start sharing the hot topics. But the current hot topics, you only get them if you're a member. Hi, Howland Sweet. Thank you so much. Love you all, and stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay loving, and stay strong. Bye-bye.